Yeah, go.
Okay, in recent years you played and recorded your own material and toured with a lot of current popular bands in USA and Europe. Is it hard to get away from Pistols' past and present your own material?
Well, if you keep asking me questions like that, yes, it is. It is what it is. But I've been doing, not even just recent years, I've been doing my own stuff for a long time. I've done many things since the Pistols, which I'm proud of, and kind of a bit more interested in as well. But yeah, the Pistols were a big thing, so it's hard to sort of eclipse that, really. Hang on, let me get rid of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, you know, I get to play with some great musicians. And after that, you know, write songs. So you write songs all the time, soon you have enough for an album, and then you can't think straight because your head's full of song ideas, and it's time to make a record. So, in fact, I've got another one that's just been mixed in New York that hopefully was going to come out in maybe September, but it's all a bit weird at the moment, so we'll see what happens, you know.
Yeah. Have you get away from punk movement? What do you think about it today?
I don't want to get away from punk movement, but the punk thing was, I think it's a broad church, you know, there's lots of strands to it, and
It's a wide term today.
Pardon?
It's a wide term today, punk.
Yeah, I mean, I'm fortunate. I get to go all around the world playing with different people, and punk means a lot to people in South America and Japan and Korea, Palestine even, Europe, America. It's there, you know, and I think punk is a sort of a broad title for people who want to read between the lines a little bit and not just accept what's fed them. So
what
it's
you
not a
think
bad thing to be associated with.
Yeah, what you think that's main difference now and when you started, like in Sex Pistols?
Just the whole media's changed.
Yeah.
You know, it's a different way of going about things, but it's the way the world evolves.
Is it more commercial?
Is it more commercial? I think, you know, the people that run like iTunes and the press and the radio, and they're they've got hip to alternative ways of doing things, and you know, with algorithms that track everything that you do, it's more insidious than it used to be. So yeah, but then on the other hand, if we didn't have technology, we wouldn't be doing this now. So it's a double-edged sword, you know. You kind of got to find your own way for it. Where are you guys calling from?
We are from Montenegro.
Right, okay.
You played with Pakujemo, the Slovenian band?
Yes, in Ljubljana.
Yeah, we are close.
I like those guys. Yeah, it was fun. It was a fun trip there. I like it. Pretty town.
What do you think about all that impact that you made? You're big in whole world, but Yugoslavian scene also you were very important band.
Well, good. You know, if people like what you're doing and appreciate it for the right reasons, that's not a bad thing. That's kind of cool. I know maybe about 10 years ago, I went to Poland and I did a gig at the Hard Rock there with my band. And then I met a DJ guy who said, "Will I come and do a session?" He was like the John Peel of Warsaw.
Yeah.
Right? So I said, "Yeah, all right." And I went to this big studio the next day, which was like the BBC of Poland. And this big guy came down, you know, he was obviously in charge, and he offered me a cigar.
Yeah.
And I said, "Well, thanks, I don't really smoke cigars. I can't sort of smoke them without inhaling, you know, and I feel sick." I said, "Why are you offering me a cigar?" "And who are you?" And he said, "Well, I'm the controller of the radio station." And he said, "You probably don't realise, but your music, you know, with the Pistols, was so important to like the alternative voice in Poland that it kept us going." So I thought, well, that was kind of quite a big deal. And on the same trip, somebody gave me a postcard. And I said, it's just some scene of Poland. And I said, well, thanks, but nice postcard. I could have got one in the shop. They said, no, look at it. And, move it in the light. And I moved it in the light. And on the postcard, there was a translucent see-through record had been printed on top of the postcard. So at first glance, you couldn't see it. And that was the way they used to share music. You could put the postcard on a turntable. And I didn't know that. And that was kind of quite outrageous, really.
Yeah, I think it's different impact on like Yugoslavia, very social countries were from Sex Pistols than like Britain or America, Western countries. It's a whole different thing.
Yeah, it was far more kind of under the thumb of the authorities. Yeah. But now here in England, in America, it's gone totally right wing. It's despicable. And I can see it going that way a little bit,
All the time when I see some documentaries or some material from the Sex Pistols years, they always says that they were considered as too pop. But what do you think about that?
Well, I know that when we reformed in 1996, that they could have asked anybody in the whole world to play bass, and they asked me again.
Yeah.
So I kind of realised that. And I think the thing is, we all brought something different to the table of the Sex Pistols. And I think if John had it all his way musically, it would have sounded like Public Image, and I don't think people will remember the songs. And I think because I had a pop sensibility, it gave a platform to John's lyrics, and we had both sides of the coin, and that's why you can remember those songs. So it's simple, really. So I was right, and I was wrong.
Yeah, but we all know your guitar skills. Consider it like what was Sid playing. What do you think about Sid today, after all these years? We all know musically, but like a persona, it's been like Che Guevara today.
I don't really think about Sid. I don't think about Sid. But
just as a role model.
I think he's a very bad role model.
Yeah.
I think he was a loser. He was in the best band in the world at the time, and he blew it. So I don't think he was that clever. But I didn't dislike Sid. But I'll tell you what, it's kind of funny. I was friends with Sid, and we actually did a gig together before he went to America. And if you look round here, see that pub there?
Yeah.
That's where I bought him his last pint in England ever before he flew to America later that day.
Yeah.
And he never came back. So there you go.
Do they carry the legacy of last pint in this pub?
Yeah. And all sorts used to go in there. And also that pub, that's where David Bowie filmed his Blue Jean video. I watched him do it.
Does it says this is pub where Sid drink his last UK beer?
Yeah. But it's shut at the moment,
You play also with Damned and Iggy Pop. How was
I play with Iggy Pop. I never played with the Damned.
Yeah.
But I did help Rat Scabies, who's a friend out, and I did a session for him once, just for something, and it ended up on a Damned album. But I didn't really know. I wasn't in the Damned. It's on some press release, but it's wrong. So I don't know why.
Yeah.
That's the case. But I like lots of kinds of music. I don't know if you've heard what I've been doing now, but I've been at my house at the moment. I've got Earl Slick who plays guitar with me. He's stuck over in England. He's American. He's in my spare bedroom. Through lockdown. A few years back, I got to play with my all-time favourite band, The Faces, and if there was no Faces, there would have been no Sex Pistols. Steve and Paul and me were big Faces fans, and I got to play with them.
And what's happened with Rich Kids and International Swingers?
Well, Rich Kids, we was going a couple of years, and I think in a way, we was a little bit before our time. The punk was still going on, and I wanted to do something different. I didn't want to be the Sex Pistols Mark II, and be second best, and then try some slightly different ideas, which we did. But what happened with that was Midge and Rusty, Midge the singer and Rusty the drummer, kind of got involved in the electronic music. And they started the new romantic thing with Steve Strange. So that kind of, and I wanted to be in a rock and roll band. So, you know, there was a difference of opinion there. But then I played with Iggy Pop. You know, the band Rich Kids broke up, and I didn't really know what to do. And the phone rang, and it was Iggy Pop's manager saying, like, you know, we're looking for a bass player. Do you want to come and play? Simple, really. That's what always happened like that, but it did that time.
What you think about rock and roll in Britain today? It seems that electronica is very big and famous, and like some pop sound. What you think about true rock and roll bands?
I think they've always struggled, really. There's not many sort of rock and roll bands and rock bands that come for a long time, and the ones that are successful have good songs, you know, and they kind of work on a pop kind of level. But you know, what's going on with contemporary music, I don't really know. There's nothing really that particularly grabs me, and the few things that I have picked up on in recent years are kind of from the R&B side, you know.
Yeah.
If you go on YouTube, there's a version of my band doing Happy by Pharrell Williams.
Oh, great.
But it actually sounds like, and this is quite timely, it sounds like me doing a version of the Pretty Things doing that. Then I was quite sad last night. I found out that Phil May, the singer from the Pretty Things, had passed away, and he was a friend of mine. He lived around here.
And I have to ask you about Malcolm McLaren, because his business music side and all what he represented, and all Sex Boutique where you work. What you think about that commercial and marketing side of Pistols and that legacy?
He was very good at what he did. You know, he was good at stirring things up. He provided the shop where we all met. You know, if it wasn't for him doing that, and we all he didn't form the band. We formed ourselves within what he had going. What he had going was like the hippest place in England on a Saturday afternoon. And he was 10 years older than us, and he had some interesting friends, you know, like Jamie Reed, who did the artwork, and Vivienne Westwood, who's doing fashion. It was an interesting bunch of people. You know, when you're a teenager, to be involved with people like that is, you know, it was a good thing. Everything fed into each other. So with the Pistols, I think it was a big success because every angle was kind of covered. You know, fashion, photography, design. It all came together at the right place at the right time.
Is it even possible today to like band play on Thames on the boat and sing what you want to sing?
Well, somebody could do it, but whether it would have the same effect. Anybody can hire a boat and go and play the music on the Thames or on the Danube or wherever. But what effect?
But it won't be that impact.
No, but the impact is a different thing. It all
And
depends what you're singing about, you know, and when.
Yeah. And Glen, have you ever considered to write a book about your career? Yeah?
I've written a book. It's called I Was a Teenage Sex Pistol. And
yeah,
you can buy it. It's online.
Great. I didn't know.
Should read that. Yeah.
And what do you think about other
20
books?
Years. Pardon?
What do you think about the books that wrote Rotten and Steve Jones?
I've never read John's one, and I got Steve's one on the side that I will read one day, but I haven't read it yet.
Yeah.
So,
Glen, thanks a lot for the interview. All best to you and your family.
Yeah, thank you very much, and you as well.
Greetings from Montenegro. Cheers.
Yeah, bye-bye.